Welcome back to another episode of That's What She Said. I'm one of your hosts, Caridad.
I'm Marche.
And I'm Manal.
Ew. And we got new cue cards.
That's what she said.
So,
I want to talk about something.
Yeah.
Real quick. Or not.
No,
Let's talk about it.
Moisture. We tapped on this before, but because I hope y'all don't hear me scratching my legs. Hear that? Like a cookie.
It's like, right.
It's like moisture. Did we talk about this, or we talked about it off camera?
Maybe off camera.
Yeah.
So we talked about how our moisture level is during the day, during sex, and all of those things. Because I remember I was having a conversation with my friend about something, and she was like, "Yeah, because you know, have you don't drink enough water for the day? Like you're super dry, and at night, like when it's sex time, I'm like, nah." That's never happened to me.
No.
I'm also super hydrated, but so if I skip a day of water, which is highly unlikely, but if I do, I'm not, like desert.
I've never equated those two things.
To the point of, I believe in, this is probably overshare, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what we do. This is an overshare show. Panty liners every day. I cannot go a day without wearing a panty liner because I have to have new underwear every couple of hours. So
every couple hours?
Like halfway through I do like in increments of like I change it once for the day and then take it off, and then that way I always feel like I have on a fresh pair of drawers, because I don't understand if you're super wet, because one of my cousin is always like, why do you always have a panty liner? Because one day we went to the beach and I already had on my bathing suit and I was like, wait, cover me, I gotta take this off, and she was like, ew, why do you have that on? I'm like, I'm juicy, bitch. And she said she is too. And I'm like, how do your panties be crusty throughout the day? Is that not a legitimate question?
Oh, it's
That's a
absolutely
legitimate
legitimate.
question, for sure.
But I just want to say that I'm juicy is definitely a shirt. And a quote, but I can totally relate. And for me, it's just like, I feel like maybe I should try doing that because I'm just wet all day, every day.
And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, to the point of where I'm like, is something wrong with me? But then you get all the tests and you're like, nothing's wrong with me. What is going on? And for me, it's not a hydration thing, I don't think. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's just like
always
I said,
ready.
Right, my first boyfriend nicknamed me Waterfalls. Like, I don't know what's happening here.
That's crazy. So, how?
Well, I was waiting for you guys to talk, but I think we talked about that. We touched bases on this last time. Is that I've never ever in my life had to buy anything to help me with that aspect, because it's like every single time I'm just ready to go. And it's crazy that you mentioned that, because for the past, I don't even know, maybe even since high school, my aunt used to always tell me like, hey, just, because, we're Muslims, so we wash ourselves 5 times a day to pray. And we wash ourselves when we go to the bathroom, when we pee. But anyway, she was like, yeah, to even be more cleanliness, because naturally women are going to have drippage, you want to wear panty liners. So I've been wearing panty liners for a long time too. And it helps. And it's so sanitary. I don't know. I just thought like, oh, okay, maybe culturally I just got that from my aunt. But it makes so much sense to wear it if you are super juicy and wet, because it helps you throughout the day.
I gotta get on this train.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like really plugging like panty liners now. Like this is just a thing.
I know, right?
We can get a sponsor. We like panty liners.
Yeah.
I like. So now I try to be mindful of the cotton, non-bleached liners and stuff like that, because do you guys know how much stuff is on like pads
even
and tampons
too? They're the worst.
It's why
we should have a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are free of all that shit, because pads are made of trash. They're made of sanitized trash.
That's wild. Just to say that's wild.
Pretty trash right there all day.
Pure trash.
But pure trash. So yeah.
And I love all the like options now. Like I look and I'm a little overwhelmed, because I'm like, but I stay away from those big name brands, because I'm like, that's all crap and you're just paying for that. But now all the other brands, like I look and I'm like, okay, the more expensive and the more fancier the thing is, I'm like, oh yeah, let me get that one, because that. And they'll be like, no this, no that, and I'm like, I didn't even know those things were in there to begin with.
There's so many many things that literally, and nobody really takes account to like, hey, you know how like sometimes you eat stuff, it's going to your body, so you actually look at the ingredients and what's in it and how it's made. But then when you think about tampons or pads, nobody's really taking it and looking at like, oh, wait a minute, it has this, it has that, it has this, and you're literally inserting that into your body.
Something that's sitting in you for hours. I mean, that's wild.
What is it? It's something on tampons that's in rat poison. That's what causes toxic shock.
Toxic shock syndrome.
Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote it yet until we get our
believe
facts.
That's what it is, and I will do my research. But yeah, so I go now, and I've been looking at like the cups. Have you guys ever used the cups? I can't
even think about using it.
It
looks
like burst out of me,
scene.
and I was like,
you tried it?
I did try it. I really wanted to like it. I didn't know if I was inserting it wrong. So do you have to like insert it all the way and let it open up? I guess it like opens up, but like it just never felt like it was like quite right in there, and then it kind of like shot out, and I was like, I was too scared. I feel like I'm too old to try something new like that, especially to mess around with your period. It's like, oh, sorry guys, I'm trying out a cup. Sorry, it's blood everywhere.
Wonder, like, you know, because, you know, when I use pads or tampons and seeing when I change it and throw it out, but a cup inside of me and just filling up, is it like you take it out like a condom and it's full of blood, or like what is it?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It seems like it would be a murder scene. Trying to get that out, it's already messy.
Yeah.
And then the pull out process, and then they have those ones that are reusable, so like you're washing it out. I think my sister really likes it though, and I just I have to talk to her about it because I just can't get with it.
I'm totally
watch me find out like that's a real.
You guys to try it because I want to know.
She's like, I'm against it, but y'all try it. Let me know how it goes.
I just can't imagine. It just seems unsanitary too.
It's just too much for me.
Like you got to put your fingers all the way up in there and pinch this cup.
No.
And what's the other thing
Not
they got? The
happen.
panties.
Yes,
the
people
period
keep
panties.
telling me that they like those.
What period panties?
You don't even put on a pad or anything. You're just.
What?
But where did the clots
I
go?
don't know. I don't get the science of it, but it's like a built-in pad, so to speak.
On the panties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
okay, I thought you said like just panties. No, nothing. I'm like, wait,
no,
what?
they are. They're period panties.
So it's just regular panties, underwears, and they have something in them.
But for me, I like thongs. I'm a thong girl.
Yeah.
I don't
that
like
thong,
full
thong,
cut.
thong, thong. Sorry, I had to say it.
I don't like. One of the other things too, I had a conversation with one of my coworkers, and they're married, and I was asking like, do you still send nudes like even after you're married and things like that? And for me, it's an absolute yes, like all the time, especially with traveling and things like that. You know, and then. But they were like, no, I don't want to see that anymore. Like I have it at home. It's there already. What? Like I don't need. What do I need to get pictures? Two of them like, what do I need to get pictures for?
Because you're not around, so it's fun, you know?
Right.
Spice it up a bit.
And I'm like, well, what if I'm like working on my body and I'm like working out?
You better get Shantae better get every picture. Be like, damn, like it's the first time.
Right.
I need energy
That's
every
crazy.
time.
Well, how long have they been together?
Long time, but I just felt like I still want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about it?
I like pictures and I like nudes.
I agree.
I think it's fun.
I haven't sent any in a while. I think probably since a trip, 2 trips ago, I sent Shantae some pictures.
2 trips ago?
Yeah, she was in a hotel and she was mid-conversation and I was like, hey, watch this. But yeah.
That's even better when you're on the phone with them so you get the reaction at the same time.
You're like, oh, your phone vibrated. What is that?
But yeah,
I know you got
we
something.
know Manal sent some pictures, right?
Oh yeah, I always send pictures. I always send pictures, especially if he's gone and he's working. I'm like, perfect.
So you get all buttered up?
Depends. It depends, but they're definitely. It's never like vulgar or like with my legs open and nothing on. It's more like sexy with some sort of lingerie or heels or something cute.
You're supposed to tell us about.
Oh.
So Manal's the only one that followed through with her school project.
That's why I used to have A's in school.
To use all her toys and stuff and goodies that we got from the Pleasure Chest.
Pleasure chest. The blush. Yes. Oh my God, this is so fun and exciting because it just happened a few days ago. I was like, oh shoot, we're gonna film soon. I haven't used my stuff. So anyway, it's been so hard too because my husband's been working a lot lately, so he's never home. So this time I was like, forget it, I don't even care. So he comes home tired, of course, and then he's just sitting on the couch watching snowfall. and the lights were on because if the lights go off, he's gonna fall asleep. So the lights were on, but I put this other light on that's like really dim and sensual and sexy in the background. He's like, babe, you know I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm like, it's okay, just leave it. I'm gonna come. I'm just gonna go change my clothes. I'm gonna come out. So he's watching snow fall, sitting all tired, like. So anyway, so then I come out there with everything that you guys saw the other day. I had my my fishnet leggings on. I had my heels on. I had my lingerie on. I had my feather and I had my cuffs, and I walked over there.
Everything.
So I
In uniform.
in uniform. I was like, because it's wooden floors and I had my heels on, so I was like sneaking in real quietly because I didn't want him to hear the whole thing. Like, what the hell is she doing with heels on? So then as soon as I get to the living room where he's sitting down on the couch and he was watching TV and he looks and he was like, hey. Yep, and I got my feather and I just walked up to him and I just went like that. I was like, you can turn off the TV now. He's like,
Oh my God, I love it. Ooh, that's spicy.
yeah. So he turns it off and he's like, wow, you look amazing. And I was just like, literally, I acted like I was like a whole different person. I was just like, all right, take your shirt off. And he's like, everything I was telling him to do, he was literally, I don't know how you would literally think I was getting paid to act. 'Cause I was just like in motion, and then he's like, so I'm sure, and he's like, wow, you look so amazing. What you gonna do to me?
Oh my God, I love it.
We had a ball, and then afterwards, it's because I didn't want to tell him right when I was doing it, but then afterwards, after everything happened, a few hours later, because somehow, some way, we ended up in the bedroom again after the whole living room action, dining room action.
Later.
Yeah, right. 2 hours later. But anyway, so then I told him, I was like, so how was the feather? Because, I wanted to experiment with the feather. And he was like, it's pretty cool. It was sensual, it was sexy. But he was like, it's nice because sometimes when I'm kissing him or I'm touching him certain places, he laughs and he's so annoyed. He's like, stop making me laugh, stop tickling me. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But with the feather, even when I touch those certain areas, he's like, oh, this feels nice. It's not ticklish. So the feather was a go.
We should definitely take like a tantric class.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, because it was actually like a really fun experience with him because, like I said,
Write that down.
write it down, please.
And get feather.
We gotta take notes now.
Yeah, but we had so much fun. We had a ball, even though, like I said, he was super tired and we were just both in the middle of so many different things. I was just like, I gotta do it because I gotta tell the girls how my experiment went because I'm sure they use all their stuff. But we had so much fun, and what I love about dressing up sometimes or, doing stuff when it's not supposed to be done, not on anniversaries or birthdays, but just doing random stuff at random times is exciting,
Yeah.
I can't talk. That's all I got.
What, you want to open it?
We're almost done.
He's like, okay, I'm out of here. I don't want to hear this.
How you think you got here?
Ooh.
But yeah, so I would say get it, try it. Super fun, super exciting.
Would recommend.
Yes. 2 thumbs up, guys. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed because my stuff is still in the box.
Really?
Mine too.
All of it.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot. The handcuffs. When I put the handcuffs on.
Oh, you put them on him?
Yeah, because the thing is, I was like, all right, I'm just going to abuse him and torture him, right? So there was no bed springs, no nothing. So I was just like, you know what? We're in the living room. I'm not going to mess up the mood and take him somewhere else. I was like, I'm just going to do it here. So I was like, I put him on here because I was like, you cannot stop me from anything that I'm doing, no matter how good it feels. And he's like, okay. But then eventually it kind of got awkward because he's like, wait, babe, I can't move. I want to do this. Oh, I can't, I can't move because I want to do this. So the handcuffs, I think, would be super fun if I could like tie him up to a bed or something. But like when he was sitting there and putting him in handcuffs, it felt like he was under arrest. So he couldn't do much. So I took the handcuffs off in 2 minutes. I was like, all right, you're good. I'm going to take these off.
And you needed to use a key.
Yeah.
It was like that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't need to use a key. So I was like,
What if you lose the key like mid?
Well, no, you can undo it if you do lose the key.
It's not,
Can you imagine?
crazy.
I'm like, hello, 911. Yeah, I locked my husband up. I locked my husband up and he can't get out.
That's exciting. I got like the crazy like leather handcuffs.
You did get the leather
I
one.
didn't realize that it comes. There's like this whole S&M. I mean, we saw the S&M like section, and it was a whole like
so fun.
Yeah, but I didn't really realize. I was like, oh, cool. These look like they're durable, and I didn't realize. Oh, there's like a whole thing to this.
And who said they could chew them off because they're leather? Which one of y'all said that?
No, someone. Yeah, you did say.
I was like, wait, which one? She's like, oh, these are leather. Perfect. I can chew them off. I was like, you're going to be in there for a long time.
You can't trust Shantae. She plays too much. She plays a lot. A lot.
So funny.
I didn't use shit.
I know. We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, we're gonna take the panties. Well, the you know, the vibrator for the panties.
Yes.
We're gonna take it to Hawaii. So we go to Hawaii in like a week and change.
Ooh.
And we're gonna take it there and let's see. I really don't trust Shantae with this remote.
Why do you think I didn't get one yet? Because I was like, Ron's gonna mess me up. I'll be on here with you guys, and he'll be like,
Right. I can't.
And it's not just the remote. It's also like by an app, though. She can do it by her phone.
Right.
Like, that's crazy to me. You know, because like a remote,
It's
you
a
can
wrap.
lose.
I would take
You're
those
not
panties
really
off
losing
midday.
your
I'm like,
phone.
nope, he's going crazy with them. These
You
are
just
coming
see
out.
someone freaking out at your job. You're like, oh, they got the vibrating.
Right. Like, every time I miss you, babe, I'm gonna shock you. Like, my coochie. I don't know if I'm ready, but
They're working on clients.
we're gonna try.
That sounds crazy. There's this other thing that I learned about too. It's called OM. OM. Have you guys ever heard of this? So it's exactly kind of what it is, but it's this class where like you go with your partner and there's like basically the man is supposed to be able to make the woman come without like, it's supposed to be just by finger. So the woman is walking around teaching the spouse how to do this.
Ooh.
Wait, make
Yes.
a woman come with his fingers?
Yes, I think that's what
that'd
it
be easy.
was.
Over the body, not in the coochie.
Yes, no, but like on the coochie. But like it's this whole thing. There's more to it, but basically,
I was like, what?
Yeah, so you go there, you're with a partner, it's an open class, and then you're learning how to make your woman come, and I think it's by finger. I'll double check.
I'm a lesbian. I think I can do that, but
Right. I'm like, wait,
But do you,
that's
can you imagine
fingering.
how many people probably don't know how
that's
to do
true.
that though?
That
That's
is
true. Did you guys
crazy.
see that clip where none of the guys could identify the clit?
Oh
the
my
vagina.
gosh.
They had a picture and they said everything else, but he
But
said
that.
it's a butthole. Some of them,
I think I saw a short version of that clip on Instagram because I was like, wait,
it's
what?
terrible. They didn't even know it was a body part. A lot of guys like, what is
They
this?
need to wear this shirt
Yeah,
because
right.
they'll be able to identify where
They
it
gonna
is.
be
know
like,
what?
what does that mean?
That's so sad though. That's so sad. I mean, it should be like a thing where it's like it's prayed to.
Yeah.
We should have the shirts on. We should go to the mall one day. We should just do an experiment of asking everybody, do you know what this is?
I know, right?
Look at my tits. Do you know what this is?
Do you know what this big
They
clit
be like,
energy
"What
is?
titties?"
no, the clit.
This right here. And that's another thing. Like the clit is not just this. It's like a whole thing that goes inside of our body. It's a whole
The whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Of,
It's not
of
just
millions
one
of
piece of a
nerve
thing.
endings.
Yes.
Well, and
Millions
so here's the
trillions.
thing about the class. That's not the end of it. So at
Oh, there's
at
more.
the end of the class, you can then go and so there's the women there, and then the men can go approach another woman and ask her, "Is it okay
If I make you come?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to that class because you got me messed up.
I'm telling you guys gotta look
What?
this up. OM.
Oh,
It's
so
wild.
it's just a whole. It's just pass
OMG.
around the fingers.
Yes. So, and then basically, you know, the woman can say like yes or no or like whatever, but then they go and approach other women.
Okay, that class used to be called OMG.
Probably
Not OM.
smells awful.
What? Can you imagine?
They
Like your
probably have
person.
you drink pineapple juice before you enter or something.
Wait, can you
take
imagine
a
your person
shower.
doing that to you? Like Keon doing that to you, and it's like great, and then he's like goes to the next girl, and he's like, "Oh, hey Rebecca, can I finger you real quick?" Like what?
So I think this is kind of like something that swingers do.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
sounds very like, but I just remember learning about it and being like, oh, this is wild.
That is wild.
That's. I don't.
Are you gonna go? That's
I'm
the
not
question.
with
No,
that.
no, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I just think about dirty nails. I just, you know, when my mind starts to go.
dirty hands.
I'm like,
Period. Go wash your hands. Go
ugh.
wash yourself.
Fingers, and then I gotta look at your face because you probably looking at me like,
Yeah,
how does this
and
feel?
I
How
feel
does
like
that
it's
feel?
only probably like creepy people that go.
there's
Yeah,
so
that's
many
true.
crazy. We're gonna find out all the crazy classes.
I know. I was like, that's crazy though, because I feel like, I mean, well, maybe it's gonna be saying too much, but okay, maybe I feel like fingering. Maybe people should have classes of really having sexual intercourse, because I feel like for the most part, most women have orgasms through their clit, which is external, which is fingering, in a lot of sense makes sense, or they can come easily. Whereas when it comes to actual sex and intercourse is where most men fail, not fingering. Does that make sense?
No, I mean it makes complete sense. Absolutely.
We'll save that for next episode because I got a good. And I'm not a pro, but
She got some lessons.
I feel like I've taught a lot of my friends on how to be able to come during intercourse and what you need to do to prep for that. We'll talk about it next episode. I promise y'all we'll talk about it next episode.
Got some great tips.
Yeah, that's true. But then, because I did, I've read, now that we talk about sex all the time, every time, like you said, every time I see something, I'm like, oh, let me read this and let me read that. But there was an article, and I definitely have to find this, that talked about when it came to intercourse, most women in heterosexual relationships don't come as many women as in gay or lesbian relationships do. So lesbians actually orgasm way more than straight couples do.
That's why they move in at like 2 months. That is, like, oh my God, I love her. It's like, no, man. You just love coming.
Like, hey, there you go.
It's the greatest feeling ever.
It is.
But but that's one of the things where it's like penetration versus people who use both penetration and clit stimulation. So most women need that. But then there are a certain small percentage that do actually just come off of penetration alone, which is very rare.
I want to say they lying, but I can't say that. I can't speak for their truth, but I'm like, how? Like, it's just not enough stimulation. But then again, like we talk about, bodies are different because some
Bodies
people
are definitely
don't
different.
like penetration at all.
I can say from experience, I remember one time I came 4 times during sex, which is like crazy. That's like unheard of for me. But it was a combination of 2 things. I was high, but also in the process, my clit was being stimulated. So it was like, but not by hands or anything like that. Like, I think it was this thing. It just kept being rubbed up against.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, oh my God, like that was the first time I had ever came off just sex, and I was so shocked.
It makes you want to do that shit for like 3 days.
Right. I was like, did you remember how the positions were?
Like, one
do
more
it
time.
again.
I think I got one more in me.
One more drip.
But also, even when we're
God. Do you ever
exhausted, you want to take a nap after?
You ever get like a swollen clit?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, do you guys, so blue balls, right? So women get the equivalent to like blue balls. Like, there's some times where it gets so swollen, like before arousal or after, but usually beforehand. And if it's like a dude, like if I can't release it, I'm like, oh my God, it hurts. And
it almost feels
no.
I feel like that's when I extra feel like the heartbeat too. Like when it's like really pounding, I'm just like, oh my God. But I never thought about comparing that to blue balls though.
Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't compare it to blue balls either.
Men just think like, we go through that shit too. Like,
yeah.
And the older that I get, the more like I feel like I wake up with morning wood.
Clintwood.
Call me Shay Clintwood. So I've been.
And I feel like as we get older too, it's this thing too, like just super hornier.
Super.
Yeah, that's true.
Watch out for those
that's
older
true.
women.
I swear to God. And now it makes sense why these young boys be dating older women all the
cougars.
time. Because their sex drive at that point is at the same level.
Yep.
Like older women and younger men, because young men all want to have sex all the time, and older women are so much like. Every single year I'm more and more into it than I was
me too
the years before, and I'm like, what is happening with me? Because I'm over here like, I'm gonna rape you right now, Ron.
I know,
he's like,
right?
He's always like, babe, I like this. He's like, you just becoming a beast every time, and I'm like, it's called age, baby.
We get better.
It's called age, baby. But speaking of orgasms, I realize when talking to a lot of people now, a lot of married women who are telling me through sexual intercourse alone, they've only orgasmed like 3 to 4 times within like a 10-year marriage span. And it's crazy to me because I'm like,
that's crazy.
There has to be something that has to change for more women to want to have sex so they can orgasm. Like, what is happening? Are you not talking to your partner? Are they not stimulating you right? Are they not? Because I feel like communication is so important when it comes to sex. I can't even like tell my friends that enough. And some of them are like, I'm embarrassed to talk about it. I'm like, no, talk to your partner about it. You've been with them forever. Let them know what makes you feel good. Let them know how you want it. And you might have way more orgasms because if you don't say anything, he doesn't know. He's not a mind reader. Communicate.
Yeah, and he gonna get his orgasm.
Right, no matter what. So make sure you get yours too and just talk about it. Because trust me, you can orgasm all the time or most of the time, but you just have to let him know and communicate about it and see what you like.
I mean, it's just like that show, you know, that we love, Sex Life. It was like, she had this really great experience and then kind of went to someone who treated her better, but not as great in bed. And it's like, once you've had that, like, you know what it can be like, but a lot of people don't know what it can be like.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I used to say, don't give me head, because I had so many bad experiences.
Yeah.
And then once I had that one, I was like, oh,
this is what's supposed to be like.
I want it all the time now, you know? So it's sad. The culture for women and sex is not where it should be.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
It only benefits everybody else if we're pleasured.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like sometimes we're our own worst critics, where we don't want to communicate, or we're shy, or we're embarrassed. But ultimately, if he's happy all the time because he's getting his, now you're going to be a problem, because you're just like, it's going to feel like a chore to you. Because you're like, oh, here we go. I have to have sex again. Oh, here comes my husband. He's about to put it in. But if you like it and you have fun too, you look forward to it. Because sometimes I just be like driving home, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get on that as soon as I get home. You know, like, because sometimes once you know it feels good and you can have multiple orgasms at the same time, you're just like, sometimes it'd be out of nowhere. You're like, oh, I want some.
Right now.
Which is frustrating for me, though, because I feel like, especially with a job and kids, it's like, okay, there's only this window, which is annoying to me, because there'll be a random time during the day when I'm like, oh, I want to have sex right now. But and I can't.
Yeah. I'm that way. Shantae, I told you she wants to have sex. And I'm like, babe, then I got to wash up. I got shit to do. Like, I'm going to get tired. I have every excuse, but I be trying to tell her, like, it's just not, I can't. I have too much to fucking do in the day. That I just feel like sex for us is not 10 minutes. It's at least an hour, and then I have to take a shower.
And that probably applies to why you guys do, or not why you guys, I shouldn't say anything about you guys, but why most people don't have sex outside of the house or outside of their comfort zone, because there's a routine that some people do. Like, they want to wash up, they want to make sure the area is clean, or for example, like you said, sex for you guys not 10 minutes, it has to be in a whole hour. So there's so many things that you have to apply to it before you're thinking like, I want to get some.
Yeah.
Whereas for, you know, guys are just like, I'm just going to put it in no matter where you stand.
Right. And it doesn't matter. Nothing is affecting them.
Nothing. They just need a warm, gushy hole.
But so because you're, they can find that with all of us.
It don't even gotta be gushy. It just gotta be the hole.
They're like, I'm gonna get in there somehow today.
But I feel like it would be fine for, like, if it was a long day and then you came home and then someone just like ate you out, like, that would be so much easier than getting fucked. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like,
so. Sometimes I wish I could just be like, all right.
See, that's so funny, because you're on the other spectrum.
Yeah.
Where it's like you are getting that, and then me, I'm like on a grass is greener thing, and I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta take this right now. You know, what should I take at work?
We should switch. You should act like a lesbian for a week, and I'm gonna act like a straight girl for a week, and let's see.
She's like, here you go, take it, get it.
But we can only call Manal to complain.
Right.
She gonna
I'm gonna be like, oh, my phone's about to ring off the hook.
I'm like, I love this life, girl. I can still keep cooking.
You're just walking around.
I can still keep cooking.
Girl, I'll be sitting here dusting like, you good? Because I'm good. And why not?
So true. You can do a lot of things.
That's hilarious.
But do you think that takes away from certain times when you do get home and you're tired and you're exhausted, because you do work like crazy hours all the time, and you have 2 beautiful kids and you have your husband? So do you feel like sometimes when you get home and you're just like, oh my God, I just want to go to sleep?
Yeah, all the time. But then I'm like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is hard. And then for me, I have a really hard time not taking home work with me, not taking work home with me. Like, I'm thinking about all these things and it's in my head, and it's like, I have to be able to disassociate that, because that's not fair, like, to anyone in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I also feel like, okay, then I got to come home and be like, woo, you know, like, I can't be coming home. Yeah.
I was watching Married to Medicine, I think the show is. And there's a gynecologist on there, Jackie, Dr. Jackie. I love her. She's an older woman, and she said, I mean, I don't totally agree, but I understand. And she was like, she's a doctor. She's like, I come home exhausted every day. She says, so before I even relax, I just take my pants off, clean up, and be like, come on, let's get to it. Because I'm like, well, that's considerate.
Yeah.
That is very considerate. Because she's like, listen, go ahead.
Like, I know I'm gonna have a long night. I have so much on my brain. Let's just do this. It'll relieve so much stress. And then they go on with their night. And I'm like,
As opposed to waiting till the end. But I'm just like, I can't do that with kids.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that's true. That's a whole different realm.
Yeah, but I noticed lately I've been better about like, let's just go in the room and lock the door because they're just doing their own thing. So I've been better about doing that. I'm going to adopt the Dr. Jackie method. I'm going to try this. And
right when you get in.
Get back on the next episode. Yeah.
Report back. Report back your sexual duties, please.
Should we just end?
I think we're done. I think they had enough coochie and ecstasy and everything
talk,
else
orgasm
today.
talk, all these talks.
we weren't even supposed to go this long, but it was fun.
No, it was. And we had a few interruptions, but...
Yay.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So please like, subscribe, watch, share. Also put questions, comments, any topics that you want us to touch on. Because there's nothing that we can't speak about. I mean, there's so many things to talk about with sex. So we love you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode of That's What She Said.
Ow.
Bye, you guys.